Now, talk to me a little bit about how you came to find out about us. First, how did you find us? That's what I'm super interested to know. Yeah, sure. I'm super
tickle in the throat there. I want to say about, excuse me, about third quarter of last year, I think it was. So we took on Google Ads about summer of last year. So just started doing Google Ads for clients. Used to do them way back in the day for myself. So we took on some clients who had existing ads accounts, and they were lacking all those things, right? So call inform tracking and landing pages and all that. So we got all that stuff done, and we still saw, wasn't happy with the conversion rates on all these ads running. So, everybody always talks about, is my competitor clicking on my ads, So we started researching and discovered Click Forensics, and then discovered ClickGUARD as the leader in that field. And we examined your competitors and yourself, and we chose you guys, and got some help setting up the account right away. And quite honestly, it was an immediate impact. We started setting rules, started getting rid of bad clicks, robots, spam bots, click farms, we were amazed. I learned a lot actually in that first 30 days or so. I wasn't aware of click farms and proxies and, where all these clicks are coming from. And then learning, forensics, like looking at time on page and bounce rates and things like that to try and fine tune, the ClickGUARD rules. So our clients were really happy. We did a little of both. So we reduced ad spend and then increased conversions, and which increased ROI. So,
great.
Significantly, like 20 to 30%, reduction in ad spend and increase in conversions, simultaneously. So it was like a magic beanstalk sort of, So since, we're trying to get better at it and really dive in the last couple of months, actually, really getting in there and learning, because it is a little complicated. But, we're dedicated to learning it more and more and getting better and better at setting good rules, and not rules that are going to exclude, legitimate customers, but rules that get rid of the waste. So we love it.
Thank you. So what you learned was the real truth behind each and every click. That's what you
exactly,
and how important conversions are, and that it's not just about competitor clicking on your ads. It's more about the bigger picture. Like, if this isn't converting and this is, then why am I paying for this? And
exactly,
not investing my resources where I've got those conversions going from. So we are really, really happy to hear this, Mark. Like, it means the world to us, and we are, and we will continue to be very transparent about what you can and can't do in Google Ads. And one of the biggest things that we've found along the way and on our journey, that optimizing for intent and optimizing for conversions is just that's where you need to be. Like,
I agree.
If you stay there, if you focus on it, and as you said, like, it's difficult. Well, it's the results, and the results aren't always easy. I mean, if you're going to go and do anything in life and you don't put in the effort, then you can't really expect results. So yeah, super pleased for you, Mark. And would you
gotta want it? That's the theory of life, right, Jason? You gotta want it.
You gotta want it.
So, and if you had that waste, like, so after the fact, after we identified whatever 20-30% waste in budget, and these guys are spending 5 digits, a month, so that's a lot of waste. If they saw that waste somewhere else, like in inventory or somewhere else in their company, they would be
jumping it.
Oh, right. Like, so here it's kind of hidden. But once we discover it, ClickGUARD lets you discover it and see it. And now you put in the time and effort to learn it, get good at it, and get rid of as much of that waste as possible. And like you said, actually, intent, so designing your campaigns, your ads, and your copy for search intent, your landing pages, also extremely vital.
Awesome. And do you have a conversion tracking set up of the on the?
Yeah, we use
Awesome.
Call Rail, and of course, we're using Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics
So you
as
can
well.
see so you can see the conversions inside ClickGUARD as well.
Yep.
Right,
we can see conversions in there as well. So yeah, between all three, we can see what's converting, what ads are converting, even for offline, conventional advertising, direct mail, radio. We use call and like radio, we'll send them to a landing page. Go to battleplan-marketing/radio. For a special deal, and now we can track that. So direct response advertising basically would be another recommendation to every company out there. So go read Dan Kennedy and Joe Polish and Jay Abraham, all those guys. You should never, Coca-Cola and those guys can do brand advertising, but you and we need to do direct response. We need to measure every ad, make sure it is producing for you.
Yeah, you're getting your ROI in every single ad, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, otherwise you're shooting blind.
Yeah, I mean, what you can't measure, you can't manage, and at the end of the day,
well said.
Data is always going to prevail, even if it's wrong. At least it's wrong. I think it's like when you go fishing, right? Like if you go fishing and you don't know, like. You have no notion of what's below the surface. It's kind of different than if what fish you're going after, what fly you're going to use, or what bait, or whatever, what tackle. I'm just saying, it's a big difference.
Nice analogy, yeah.
So you've got to know what you're going after, and then you got to know what's bad, and then you remove what's bad, and you focus on what's good, and then you get the ROI. Then your customer acquisition cost. I mean, I'm guessing the majority of your customers, Mark, would have pretty high acquisition cost, right? Because you've got, I'm guessing a home improvement ticket value would be quite high. Maybe, probably 3 or 4 or 5 grand upwards. I'm guessing they would spend quite a lot to acquire a customer. So I don't know, what does that look like, those metrics generally?
Absolutely. For some of the high margin services, the cost of acquisition is, a couple $100 maybe. And for other industries like solar, might even be much higher than that, over $1,000 or so. So every penny counts, and you got to keep fine tuning. You can never stop and say, okay, I'm happy with this ROI, because, test another thing. Put an orange button there. What does that do, right? So you should always be testing, and the copy should always be, being rewritten and tested as well. You can never rest on your laurels. There's always, I imagine you can hit a peak somewhere. We haven't found it. We keep, testing and trying to improve everything, and everybody should keep doing that as well.